inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption, breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Counting like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
Heaven just knows what it was. Will I go back to the place where I belong? Everyone could break my heart, but I try my best to not fall apart. And I find it hard to let go. The memories keep me together. Gotta fight till the end, no pressure, no pressure. And I find it hard to say no to the ones who want something better, to the ones who never say never. You'll be my pleasure. I got nothing to be scared of, because where people live, there is always love. I know the answers in my heart. so I'll try my best to not fall apart. And I find it hard to let go. The memories keep me together. Gotta fight till the end, no pressure, no pressure. And I find it hard to say no to the ones who want something better, to the ones who never say never. Will you be my pleasure?
Hello and welcome to the 7th race of this Anti-Stall Racing Formula 4 and Formula 3 race. Today we're racing at Phillips Island racetrack. Starting off here with F4 cars. Starting off the qualifying, of course. It's 15 minutes qualifying, I believe. And then we have 2 15-minute races followed by that with reverse grid in the second race, of course. The reverse grid is based on the outcome of first race. Today we don't have that many drivers. We have 4 cars on the grid, so a podium should be fairly easy to achieve in this race. But of course, big grid doesn't mean that we can't have good racing. Let's just hope that we get some people that are fairly similar in terms of lap time, and then we'll still get to see some great battles out on track. As I mentioned, it's F4 now with the qualifying 2 races, and then afterwards it's going to be followed up by some F3 racing, hopefully with some more participants. Today I'm joined by Jared and Wes, who just joined as well. And welcome to you too.
Hello.
Yeah, and we also got Aiden in the chat, who is one of the drivers, as you can see. You can't see him on track right now, actually, but he is the 4th driver driving, so we will hopefully have some mid-race interviews as well.
Don't count me out. I love doing F4. That's never gonna change.
Good man. Are you gonna get pole position then?
I don't know. We'll see.
A bit lacking in the confidence department. Anyway,
Well,
Phillips Island, not a track that I've driven that much. Wes, have you perhaps driven?
I don't even own it. I've just realised that what circuit is, and I don't even own it. So I'm going to watch you through this on the Discord instead. I know it somewhat from, it's obviously in Australia, isn't it? Of course, and it's used by the V8 supercars and other series like. I've never actually driven it. I think it's quite good for elevation change, if I'm not wrong.
you are correct.
I mean, from the cameras, it looks like a go-karting track.
More or less. It's not that long, is it? It's about, is it 4 kilometers? I believe.
It's flowing though, isn't it? It's quite, the corners flow well, I believe.
Depends on high-speed corners put together, really.
Oh, it looks lovely though. Look at that. Some sea in the background there. That's lovely place.
Yeah, whereas I think, going to our usual sort of conversation on this, I think it looks like a half-dead flying goose.
Wait, what? Here we go. I'm gonna. What? Oh, I see. I'm seeing the flapping of the wings and yeah. Wow.
It's either that or a melted guitar.
You need. Yes, no, it works. You need some imagination to see that half-dead goose. You really do.
Is the head chopped off as well?
No, there's got the neck as the dangly bit.
The neck's dangling down.
Yeah, without the head.
We're on the wings at the moment.
I'm starting my lap.
Yeah, it looks like a dead goose. Yeah, I'll give you that one. Wow, that's terrible. But wow, look at that. That hill's huge. Cool. That's.
Lock up.
I'm looking at the website of Phillips Island. I can see they do some motorbikes around here. I think it would actually be a pretty cool motorbike track with all the corners.
MotoGP.
Of course, there's some main straight, but that is.
Which makes it a fantastic corner at the same time. Because it's terrifying. Yeah. Going to turn 1, all you can see is the sea. It's fantastic.
Ah.
Look at that. That's lovely. For all you can see there is sea. For all the eye can see as well. How many times do you reckon we can say sea?
I see what you mean.
Yeah, there we go.
Ha. All right, starting off great. Hopefully the race is going to be as good as the commentating.
I do like, yeah, you can tell it's definitely used for bikes because the curbs are low. They're not actually curbs, you know what I mean? They're just flat painted areas.
There's a bunch of them. They're mostly flat, and then some curves are a little bit round, like the real curves are for cars.
Yeah, perhaps the FIA needs to take a bit of notice and start implementing that into other sports.
Yeah, we're not going to go through this conversation
Again, for the third time.
Third week in a row. But we might, because we might get our point across at some point. Maybe
I
that's...
think the FIA watches the stream.
Yeah. Well, for driving standards, they might want to. Have a good look, so they can keep being consistent with the rules.
Get some inspiration from me as well.
I think they actually were this week, weren't they? They were quite well behaved at France. I think they did well with the ruling. I heard when George Russell said about how the rules are with the front to rear wheel. I like knowing that that's what they're saying in the drivers' briefing. I think the drivers' briefing should be recorded and it should be shown to everybody.
I was about to say that. It'd be great to get a fly on the wall in one of those.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? I think it's really fast. I must admit, drivers' briefings in everyday racing, I can tell you now from doing them, fucking boring. Everybody just agrees, and maybe there's a question about track limits, as always is, and then it's done. But Formula 1, they look like the drivers have a lot of questions constantly, so I think it would be quite entertaining to see the personalities come out.
I think it's partially because Formula 1 is like an entire media conglomerate as well. Like,
Yeah,
it's not just for the racing.
Cameras there.
Yeah.
And they love the drama these days, don't they? So
Yeah.
why not showcase what drama goes on in the drivers' briefing? Because I'm sure we've seen it before, didn't we? I can't remember what year it was. They did start showing a few, and memes came from it, and it was actually quite good, entertaining, and it was good information to know what the drivers are asking and what they're thinking, as well as the actual answers from the FIA. It's always good to know what the race directors is thinking, because I'm pretty certain the last time they showed them was when Charlie Whiting did it, and he was his rules were his rules, and you had to abide by them because he was having nobody's. You couldn't really try and convince him otherwise. He was quite a strict race director, which was.
Yeah, I remember a particular drivers meeting on YouTube, actually from Formula 1, where George Russell, no, not George Russell, when Grosjean started to point out something that Lewis Hamilton did. I think it was undoing his seat or something like that. Something a bit silly. Talking about silly qualifying.
We're about to start. Yeah, we've got Paulo Lopez in P1 there, Aiden right behind him, Brian in P3, and Thor in P4. We did also have a fifth driver, but he accidentally joined in the wrong car.
A horrible start from Maiden Young. He's just falling back. He's now down to 4th position, starting 2nd in this grid. But see, is tucked in behind us. Why is it for? Oh, okay. So Marnix is starting from the pit. As you can see, it's out. Are we going to be able to see him in the background? No, I don't think so. As Aiden tries to make it around the outside of Thor.
Marnix is out, unfortunately, because he joined in the wrong car.
Oh.
Yeah, he's unfortunately sat in a Mazda right now, thinking, "What's going on?" Bought a Mazda to a Formula race.
It might be just as fast around here. These cars aren't that powerful, are they? Not that the Mazda is powerful in any way. So Aiden has actually made up 2 positions, having that horrible start initially. It's now 3/10 behind Paulo. Yes, we come up to a rather tricky section. It's going to be the wings of the dead goose. So it's a long right-hander followed by a left one. Now we're going into the second wing, I believe. Or is this the tail we are approaching now?
I think this will be the tail now, isn't it? Down around here. This is coming into the tail. Yes, this next part is now the tail. Here we go.
Yeah. So it's almost. Yeah, it's not a hairpin at all. There's a left, and then we come onto the start-finish straight, completing the first lap of the race. Orders are still as they were when we started the race. There's a bit of a gap between Aiden and Brian. So P1, 2 together. As Aiden goes up the inside, he's actually not at the fastest lap, but it doesn't matter because he's now into P1. He makes the move, stick up the inside. Ooh, a bit wide from Paulo there. As Aiden's now trying to pull away and get Paulo out of the slipstream. Aiden is, of course, in this commentating booth together with all three of us. Aiden, what do you think of that move?
I mean, I think he probably could have left me a little more space, but I mean, I stuck it in there and wasn't afraid to lift. Or stay in it, I mean, sorry. I don't know what my brain was thinking.
Oh.
I'm trying to stay focused, so I mean, I do want to win this race and get probably maximum points.
Committed driver, we love to see it. Committed to the commentating as well. Paolo now lost a bit of ground there after the overtake through turn 1, but he's made up a little bit of ground together with the Stream. Of course, Ludmium coming out of the right wing into the tail now. It's a hairpin, downhill hairpin. Could imagine this is a pretty tricky corner to get right through the tail, as we have now deemed these two corners. Is this then going to be the S?
This is no longer the.
Can we say that on stream?
It's no longer the Phillip Island, is it? It's more of a dead goose track.
It's a goose track.
Look at that! All you can see is the water. That's fantastic.
New fastest lap as well. Aiden.
It's kind of
1:29.9.
Kind of making me want to try this track out, to be honest.
It does look pretty
It's
good,
a fun
doesn't it?
track. It's a very fun track.
That hairpin looks intriguing. Looks really good. It's almost the Australian version of the. Oh no, what's it called? I mean, Laguna Seca. What's it called?
Well,
now?
I mean,
Corkscrew.
F3s are on it this week, so I might, straight after this race, just drop onto F3s.
Move down there. Amazing from Paulo. I'm getting. I was gonna say flashbacks. That's not the right term. I start to think about Knuckle actually from watching this track with all the elevation.
Oh yeah.
A little bit. It's not as bad as bad or good depending on how you see it as Knuckle is, because that's all down, up and down all the time, right? This one has some elevation as well, as you can see here.
Oh,
Huge downhill.
that was almost like an extended corkscrew, isn't it? Like from Laguna Seca.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, a
what
little
I was trying to get out last time. It's the Australian version of it, almost. It's fantastic corner. Looks great.
What's it like to drive, Aiden?
What's it like to drive? It's a very fast circuit. The corners are always high speed, but it is very fun. It's a smooth circuit. There's hardly any bumps except for, I think, turn 5. Yeah, that's like the only bumpy corner on the track.
Turn 5, is that I think that's the first wing. To where they turn left.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, the start of the first wing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bumpy.
Could you demonstrate which corner it is by drifting through it?
I don't want to do that because I don't want to lose my gap to Pala right now.
Give me the TCR car. I'll do it. I got a hydro. That's how to go.
Yeah, give Wesley the TCR car. Let him drift it.
I'm a really good guy.
We're lost.
Give him an eBay handbrake and just let him rip.
I've seen videos, people drifting in the MX-5, so we could just allow Monix to get up and give it a shot. Monix Heister, the 5th driver in this race. Unfortunately, he's not been able to participate since he has registered in the wrong car, so he's out in the MX-5, as I've been told.
Saying that, the MX-5 is the perfect safety car for these races.
Yeah.
I could imagine it's talking about safety cars. I saw a video today. Just gonna take a look at it once again just to verify which racing suit was in. So I think this is. Let me see. Okay, so I'm not sure which racing suit it is, but it's a post from FIA ETRC. For those who are familiar with what ETRC is, it's the European Truck Racing Championship. It's exactly what you would think it is. Trucks reconfigured to become race cars. And the post is a bunch of what looks like MP3 cars that is driving behind a safety car truck. So you have this huge... is it a Scania truck? I almost think it is, or Iveco. One of the two. Yeah, Iveco truck with all of these LMP3 cars lining up right behind it, and they look super tiny compared to that one. And I can only imagine what it would look like in front of these F4 cars, because F1 cars aren't the largest cars in the world, even though they have increased significantly throughout the years. But these F4 cars are definitely smaller in size.
Yeah,
actually, yeah. I actually saw an F3 car the other day in Austria when I went to see the F1 race, and it was on display in the main train station in Vienna. And it kind of missed about how small it actually is.
Yeah, they're not very big cars at all, actually. They're good, they're light, they're nippy, move around a lot. But it obviously stops them from having too much downforce, the fact that they're quite small, not as much surface area they cover. So it makes them harder to control, especially in the rain too.
Oh yeah, I could imagine that's a bit tricky. Talking about small cars and track limits, of course, you mentioned that you go to drivers' briefings sometimes. You do the rallycross from time to time, I believe it is. And how are track limits in rallycross?
Oh yeah, it depends on the circuit. So, like at Lydden, we've always had this discussion of the white line is the edge of the circuit. But at Lydden, there's the white line, and then there's a little runoff where they've painted it white and black. And there's discussions about it, and they say that's fine. But if two of your wheels touch the grass, you've gone off. So that counts, and they've got cameras all around the circuit. So if you do that, then you'll be deemed to go off, and you're not allowed to do it more than once. Because if you do it more than once, you get one warning, then you get a 5-second penalty, and there you go. So that's how that works. But at Lydden, that's how it is at Lydden. But at Blyton, they don't have white lines; they have cones, and they say that if you hit a cone, then you've gone off the track.
You're dead.
Yeah, you've gone off the track, and then they come around and you have to sign a piece of paper to admit that you went off the track. It's really weird. It's really
hard if you don't sign the paper.
Then you have to go to the stewards room and you have to have a discussion about it, sort of thing. So you sign that piece of paper, like, yeah, whatever. But the more times you sign it, then you start getting penalties. So that's the intention behind it. But yeah, because it is open for interpretation. The white line is the edge of the circuit, but until there's certain situations where it's not. But other than that, at most circuits, the white line is the edge of the track. And
yeah, because I haven't watched that much rallycross, I must admit. But the ones that I have watched is the track edges is usually a tire barrier or some kind of concrete wall, so say they're pretty defined. That it's just like a street circuit in a way.
Yeah, if it's not the white line, then there's normally a tire wall or something, a piece of earth there to tell you not to anyway.
Talking of track boundaries, I have seen screenshots of people getting weak bans from iRacing for the recent Spa 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots and lots and lots.
And
I've seen pictures of people receiving pro driver's license for dirt racing.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I've raced against a few with pro.
Oh no, from after the Spa 24.
Oh, that's good. I like that. That's good.
Yeah. A bit of banter.
I like that. That's a good one.
Track limits, once again, Thor is 39 seconds behind, and well, he doesn't look like he's that slow. He's done a 130.1, sorry. Fastest lap currently a 129. My Texas Burst, I can't tell you what Aiden has just done.
0.416.
Yes, 416. It's just about half a second slower than the fastest lap, but 42 seconds behind now. He perhaps has had a spun that we haven't noticed.
Yeah, Thor went off track. Sorry, wow, I didn't actually see that myself. I shall give you a replay of that because that's interesting.
See, following Brian here. It's Brian behind.
That was unlucky. I was really unlucky, actually.
So it is Thor in the orange car. Yeah, Brian losing it a bit through the corner. You see, he has a slide overseas that's trying to correct, and Thor just doesn't react to it in time, and
then straight
the rear.
straight after that, he did go to pit. So I'm not going to show you the pit because that's normal. Yeah. And then out of the pit lane, he went off track again. So let's take a look here what happened.
So it's got to be turn 2, right? The long left out. Yeah, a bit right there.
Yeah, a bit too much speed into it. But plenty of runoff, and as Wes will be proud to see, gravel traps.
Gravel, because look on the edge of the circuit there, you see the grass and then the gravel? There we go.
Yeah, ideal
That's how
track.
it's meant to be.
Yeah, it is how it's meant to be.
Yeah.
So I was also doing a bit of chatting in the Discord a second ago, and apparently one of the more difficult corners here is the corner before the downhill hairpin. Turn 2, yeah, turn 2, 3 sort of thing is uphill and over the crest, and apparently is the more difficult corner in this track.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
So the slide left?
Is it slightly blind then, is it?
I'd imagine it's because it's uphill and over a crest that you lose so much grip as you're going over it.
So you have to be rather precise with your steering for entering.
I'd expect so, yeah. Well, we're going to see them come around any second, so we'll take a look at it. Probably going to get 2 more laps in before the end of this race.
Oh, yeah, a bit of a nose here there from Paolo, allowing Aiden to get back into the race once again. He's now less than 10th behind Paolo. Let's come onto the main straight. He's going to have plenty of slipstream down into turn 1. He's going to be able to get a move done once again. He's already overtaking him once after the first lap, and it's actually the final lap they're entering right now. He's going to try and look for a move around the outside. And, yeah, of course, no ideal to have the outside line, but he will then have the inside lap for the next corner, but doesn't go for it. Stays behind just for now. Must be thinking about another way to get past Paolo, because he's still on the tail of Paolo Lopez. Yeah, plenty of track left. Any overtaking opportunities you guys have seen now? What was he really seen turn 1?
I'm trying to nurse a problem. I have no force feedback.
Oh no!
Yeah. Yeah, okay, that's not good.
I went from having force feedback on the second to last lap to having no force feedback on the final lap.
And does that have something to do with the car and the aggression of the car throughout the race, or is
It
that
might
your
be the tires.
wheelbase? Yeah, because of course you always lose a bit of grip. As yeah, a little understeer there. Oversteer, sorry, coming out of the corner. Not sure which one that is. Does not look like Aiden is close enough to Paulo Lopez, so he is going to be your first winner of the first race here at Phillips Island, or the Goose Track as we've renamed it. Paulo Lopez followed by Aiden Young, and then it's going to be Brian most likely as he crosses the line there. Then Thor in about 40 seconds.
So
Somebody
was like, what?
Somebody just went across the map on my screen. They just like shot from the front straightaway all the way over to the whole left-hand side of the map.
Well, next race is going to be hopefully redemption for Thor. You know, he's going to start P1, so he gets a bit of a head start there. God damn it!
Throwing it too hot and just losing it.
So I still have a minute.
Flashbacks to Edward at Monza.
Yeah.
I have to reload in because otherwise my force feedback won't load.
That's a very strange issue you've got there.
I know. And if I don't load in time for the feature, that's going to be very sickening
you've
for
got
me.
You've got a little second. You'll be alright.
A second?
Well, you've got gridding time now, because it's just flashed up to gridding. Oh, the lights are already on. Oh, crap.
Oh, yeah, so it's going to be
they're not waiting for you.
They're not waiting at all, and away they go.
So it's because it's reverse grid, it's Thor starting.
Oh, it's because you weren't back in session.
From Brian here, trying to go up the inside, side by side.
Thor's held on to the lead.
No, Thor, yeah, a great run through turn 1 for Thor. I think actually Brian is backing off just a little bit, but now Paulo Lopez is having a go at Brian.
Yeah,
Up into second place. Ooh, really right there through the exit of turn 2, and it's going to be Brian overtaking him, perhaps side by side. No, he backs out once again.
Looks like Paolo managed to keep the ideal line all the way through that first sector there, which has given him a really good run now.
Yeah, but still Thor leading this race. On attack from Paulo Lopez now, who's already left Brian behind. Ooh, as we actually see Aiden Young, he's changed the track. He's 31 seconds behind Brian. 15 minutes to try and catch up to him. I don't think he's 2 seconds per lap faster, but of course, small mistake from Thor once again, or Brian could more than likely allow him to do some racing. Don't have to overtake that many cars to get a podium position around here when you only have 3 competitors. So Aiden is going to be looking for that one. He said that before the race that he really wants to get a win now, and of course he don't have to do that much overtaking, but he'll have to stretch his legs if he wants to get up to the leading 3 cars. I hope that they start fighting too much. Thor with some great pace. It actually looks like fastest lap is 37.1. First time around 4/10 faster than Paulo Lopez, but of course Paulo had to overtake Brian at the same time, so yeah, that's something that's gonna hurt your lap time. He's right in the tail of Thor Tuller now. See Brian. It's actually not completely out of this race. He's 4/10 behind Paulo. Wes, give me a guess. Who do you think is gonna win this second race?
Well, if they all start battling, Aiden could win. Very simple. If this goes horribly wrong,
I really hope they do that.
This could go mental. This could go horribly wrong for these 3, and then Aiden's only 30 back. Be right on it. If they battle hard enough, Aiden can catch. We did see that he's a bit quicker. Of course, Thor could right now is realistically holding Paulo up here. See what Brian can do and get involved. Paulo would be your safe bet money, but after winning the first one, you never know.
You can always have a crash, and that's gonna leave you behind. And with only 15 minutes, it's gonna be really difficult to recover from any kind of spin that you're gonna be having. If Aiden does manage to win this race, I'm gonna buy you a new gearbox for your car. How does that sound?
Oh, yeah, a new differential, please. I'll take that. That's
new diff. Yeah.
800 quid. I know exactly which one I want. I'll take that, please.
I got the PayPal, so you can just.
Alright, so I'll message 4 in that lot now just to make an incident happen, and we'll be sorted and come through. And there we go. Paulo has looked for a move up the inside of 4. They are fine. They're still side by side going into 2. They will remain.
Yeah, a bit wide there from Paulo Lopez, not managing to get the move done, but that's in Brian. He's going to be up on the side of Paulo. It's a little behind. Oh, he's still up on the side. He's going to be looking for a move around the outside. Coming into, is this turn 3 or 4? I'm not too sure, but Paulo manages to defend. Ooh, big log up from Thor. Then manages, allows Paulo Lopez to get past, and he's now. He was up into P1 for a brief second before then getting overtaken. And it's incredible battle between all 3 of them. 1 second you can be 3rd place, and then it's P1 with a single move and a slight mistake from the other guys, pressuring each other. It's a bit fun to watch all the cars on the track at the same time, and it's a battle for P1 with only 3 drivers. A bit odd, but you always want some great racing, right?
And they all have
then
a
it
spin
doesn't matter how many. Again, they all spin. Please don't, because I'm gonna need to buy a new diff for Wes.
No, please do.
Alright, it's gonna be the 4th lap they're entering now. It's still Thor leading away. He's got. Yeah, it hasn't. It's actually Brian with the new fastest lap. No, he had said that the other time around. It's Paulo Lopez once again up the inside of turn 1. But we'll have to go a bit wide in this turn 2, which is once again allows Brian to have a look up the inside, I think. Oh no, it's a Thor on the inside now, and Paulo on the outside trying to make a move down and get that
3 wide.
3 wide into turn 4.
Thor leaving plenty of
Just like
space.
that. Yeah, in the space of 2 corners. Thor went from leading to now being P3.
Well,
And that's just how it goes when you're battling this close.
Aiden's managed to get the point for fastest lap so far, unless anybody takes it away from him.
Oh yeah, Aiden's still doing great. He's got 10 minutes to try and catch up. And with a 30-second gap to Thor, I think it's going to be a bit tricky, to put it like that. Aiden, what's your take on the comeback here?
Well, we're on lap 5 and there's only about 10 laps, and we're 5 minutes through and it's a 15-minute race, so I have 10 minutes. The only way I'll get there is if they start battling really hard or they have a spin.
Yeah, so they've already been battling each other for the past 5 laps. Actually, I don't think we've had a single lap when no one has tried to go for a move in one way or the other. But of course, it just takes one touch and then they're all off. Pretty much.
And the only other way I think I could win this is if I pull off a miracle.
I'm sure you can do something like that, Aiden. I've seen worse comebacks. Harder comebacks.
I just said another thing, I'm not sure. Because it keeps flashing purple for me.
I think it was the same as your last one, or just a little bit quicker, because you're still doing 29.7.
It was 0.003 of a second quicker. See, the thing is, with this track, you need to draft. Once you lose it, it's really hard to catch up. Like, you can tell by how, once they get the draft, they pull away from you.
Well, these guys have still got another...
But does that mean that you haven't practiced enough?
These guys still got another 8 minutes to mess up and make it easier for you, so, yeah, don't lose hope yet.
I haven't lost hope.
It's not over until it's over. Just ask Toyota in 2015 at Le Mans. No, 2016. 17? Must have been 17. Yeah, I believe it was 17 because I was watching it.
All it takes is...
together with some friends.
Oh!
Yeah,
Oh, he's gone!
Oh, it's a big spin from Thor. Tula. Once again, it's turn 2. He already had an incident here last race. Now he's gone off again. He's managed to keep him going.
Oh, Biden did get past Paulo. Where's... Oh no, Paulo stayed ahead.
And then we got to get our first look at Aiden Young, who's currently in the last place, or 4th as it is also called now. We only have 4 people actually racing. Of course, getting a little closer, he's actually only got... no, it's in intervals. Never mind. He's still just about 30 seconds behind Paulo Lopez, as he's been throughout the entire race. So it's not really the pace that's lacking, is it? Aiden just mentioned that the slipstream, once you're out of it, they're just pulling away. But in terms of lap time, that doesn't make too much sense, because he's pretty much on par with Paulo Lopez, who's leading this race. But he let and won the last race as well.
Side by side
with Aiden Young. It's a side by side into turn 1, but as we saw before, it's not turn 1 that it's all about, it's turn 2, and whoever gets the inside line for that one is the one that might be leaning up until turn 3, so it's a bit wide from Paulo Lopez. But not wide enough to let Brian Damuis come past.
And we didn't notice, but Thor has stolen the fastest lap, I believe, there.
Oh, that's close.
Yeah, he's done a 29.4. But even though it's the fastest lap, it's only 3/10 faster than Aiden Young, who's currently got the slowest lap.
Yeah, it's crazy how that switched around.
Yeah. Also tells you something about how similar these guys are in terms of lap time. Which then makes it a bit unfortunate that we have such a big gap between the 4 drivers. But of course, Aiden starting from the pit lane does not help him at all when you only got 15 minutes to try and make something happen. And then Thor, of course, as we saw before, he he had a rather big off into turn 2. As we try and look, Brian Damhuis, can we get an onboard view of Brian's car, perhaps? There we go. Just trying to see what Brian is seeing. And so it's actually a rather long straight, and these sort of 4 cars, they're small and nimble, but they're not that fast when it comes to straight line speed, so everything just becomes a little longer, of course, and probably a bit wider than you would find in your typical GT3 or TCR car, or V8, as Wes mentioned, also races around here. Out the inside of turn 3, Paulo Lopez, he's still going to be in the inside of what's going to be turn 4, but is this Brian making a move? Stick around the outside? Not quite, he's still there, Paulo Lopez, but Brian now got the inside line. Let's see, he's a bit faster, and Paulo is still there on the outside of Brian, who's got an inside for a small kink around the outside, just to try and go for the undercut move. Does not work this time around. Only 3 minutes left of this race, so he's got plenty of time to try and make a move stick. But one thing is getting past, another thing is trying to keep the driver behind as well. I think it's pretty difficult when you got 2 people who are pretty similar in terms of lap time. Brian falling behind a little bit, but as I just mentioned, you got this long straight up ahead of you, where the slipstream is gonna play a huge role. See, as we get ever so slightly closer to the competitor in front of you, Brian Damhuis, not close enough to move into turn 1. What about turn 2? He's playing it smart. As I mentioned, you don't really need to get past until you reach the finish line. It's not about who has led the most laps, it's about who crosses the line first, and I think he's just trying to analyze the situation a little bit, tries to see where he can overtake and where he can pressure Paulo Lopez to get him to make a mistake, and then go for a move on the final lap. I think that's the game plan for Brian Damhuis right now. Yeah, just playing a little bit with this prey. I don't know, what's your take on it? When you're behind a driver who's doing similar lap times and who may be a bit difficult to get past, what do you go through in your head? Do you lay any game plans, or is it just try and go for a move whenever you get the opportunity?
I think looking at this track, there's multiple lines. You probably would prefer to be in front, because the option to defend is easier, because you can just, except from what I can see, go around the track side by side. So I'd probably want to be the car in front as we start the last lap, but it's a good place to be behind because it doesn't look like there's many braking zones, so there's a lot of drafting going on throughout the whole lap. But if he's going to make his move, he might want to make it later on in the lap, but he might show his hand a bit early here. He has a little look, but I want to show your hand too early in this lap. Probably better, the best high. He's looking up the inside now.
He's now at the inside of Paulo Thorne. I think he's actually passed. But I think Brian Damhuis is up into P1 now, yeah. I was going to ask you if... Paulo is still on the rear wheel of Brian as he tries to defend. Pulls out a little bit to try and get a better line through turn 3, get the exit speed right. Goes a bit wide there. He's now going to tuck in. I was going to ask if you think that he's going to be going for a move down what we refer to as a corkscrew, so... I think it's the third last corner. Yeah. He then made a pass that I thought was going to stick, but Bardo showed us otherwise, so I think it's now that we're going to be seeing a move. Brian, this might be his final opportunity. Try and go for a move. Is he going to go for it?
Oh, lock up.
Too far behind. Big lock of Brian Damhuis. And I think that is it. He's now 1.2 seconds behind Paulo Lopez, and he can definitely not pull that back in these final 2 corners.
Well, there should be one more lap, I think, after this. This will be white flag, and then that'll be last lap.
Yeah,
no, it's checkered.
Oh,
really? Fair enough. I thought white was after time finished.
Otherwise, there we see flagman with the checkered flag out, and that means that Paulo goes 2 for 2, or will actually 3 for 3, because he got the pole position. He's got both the race wins, and now he's actually got a fastest lap of race 2 as well. I don't remember who got the fastest lap of race 1. Unless Aiden Young could actually, in theory, still do something about the fastest lap
Yeah,
time.
he
Let's
still
see.
could get it if it's
Looks
good.
like he's going pretty fast through the final lap. Goes across the line there. Does not improve.
So close. Look how close that is to the fastest
really
lap.
close. Yeah, 2/10.
200th.
Oh, is it? No, it's
It's 4 thousandths of a...
29.3.
Isn't it 4 thousandths of a second? From
Oh, he did do it.
first?
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Yeah, it's the picture is a bit blurry. Looked like he did a 29.5 for me. So that's it for race 2 of Phillips Island. It's Paulo Lopez who is our winner once again, then followed by Brian Damhus, who gave it everything. Made the pass a few times, but didn't manage to make it stick long enough to get the win away from Paulo Lopez, unfortunately. Then it's Thor Tulo in P3 with even though he had the big off in turn 2, still manages to get that final podium position. Then of course it's Aiden Young who fought brave, but wasn't quite fast enough or didn't have enough lap time, depending on how you look at it, or time to do his laps. And then the 5th place, Manix Heister, who I'm not really counting in because he joined in the wrong car. But that's it. This is F4. And I will be joined by F3 in a moment. Do any of you have anything to say about F4?
Well, I think it's unfortunately we had such a small grid, but still made some pretty good close racing. Imagine if there was a full grid there, because the racing would have been even closer.
Yeah, that would have been difficult to be able to keep track of what was going on.
Yeah, I'll have to say that we had some great battles, even with the 3 guys in the final race: Paulo Lopez, Damhus, and Tortula. First couple of laps, incredible racing between 3 of them. Small question for Aiden Young. You didn't really get the position here in the second race you would have wished for. You didn't get a win this race, fortunately. But will we see you in F3?
Yes, I'm actually loading into F3 right now.
It's amazing. So if you want to see redemption for Aiden Young, tune in about 10 minutes time, I think.
Approximately 10-15 minutes. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
I want my redemption.
Rising with each beat of the music is bringing little flames in the fire that keeps burning. We're inviting the night in. Welcome, speed of the music is bringing. We're flames in the fire that keeps burning. We're inviting the night in. Welcome, my heart so full. I'm devoting myself to the night. There's no motive. We're just listening. We're existing. We stay when the music plays. Let's drop low and the people sway.
inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body...
Hello and welcome back to this F3 race of the race at Phillips Island. We got 4 drivers once again taking grids. We will now start qualifying. It's going to be a 2-lap qualifying, solo qualifying as well. So no interference from any drivers, no slipstream to have any play in the outcome. So it's just pure pace from everyone. Together with me is once again Jared and Wes. I forgot to mention that we will be having 2 races as well, each consisting of 20 minutes. But yeah, we got 4 drivers once again, because we would always like a bigger grid. But just like we saw in F4, we can still have some great racing. What do you guys take on this race? Just bought the track in the middle of the stream. Just try it out. Oh. I've only seen YouTube videos from it, but it actually looks like a pretty cool track. I could imagine something like a TCR car would do pretty well around here as well. Formula V.
Just realised I couldn't be heard on stream. I apologise. Yeah. So I was saying, yeah. So the small formulas would be really good. The Formula V would be incredible around here. It's what, as you know already, it's one of my favourite Formula cars. Especially with the stick shift on it. Oh, so good.
Yeah, you love it. It's actually, I've got to be honest, the Formula V is actually a pretty enjoyable car to drive. It's a shame the racing can be a bit bland at times.
That's what happens when you get it
on what I rating you're racing at.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get into the lower license classes. That's the issue there. And we did just start qualifying as well, by the way. So let's go check out what's going on.
Of course, once again, joining the commentary booth is going to be Aiden Young, who, as we saw, just like Paulo Lopez, who won both F4 races, as he does a bit of drifting. cooling of the tires on the gravel. Does the gravel cool your tires when you drift through it? That's a big question. We'll have to talk with some other guys. As he actually goes purple through Sector 1, I could imagine that somebody else is going to take it away from him, as long as they stick to the black stuff. Yeah, there we go, Matteo Lemire?
Who's that? That's
Lemire.
Car 42.
Matteo Lemire.
Yeah.
And we do have Kevin here as well, who's driving at the minute, who is currently driving, recovering from COVID. So this is going to be an interesting one for him.
Well, it's only 2 times 20 minutes, so it's not too bad, is it?
Yeah, no, of course.
But of course, if you have to fight your way through each minute, then it can be a bit tricky to do.
It looks like Paolo's having a bit of difficulty getting used to the F3 car again after the previous F4 race.
Yeah, I can imagine it's a completely different car. More downforce, more horsepower. A slightly bigger car as well, I think. So it's been from Aiden Young, who I think actually got the fastest second sector time. Yeah, we'll get him on stream, you can see. Of course, he has a purple last lap, sector 1. Purple sector 2, of course, meaning got the fastest sector 2 of everybody. Not that fast last and third sector, but got another lap going.
Aiden, am I correct?
He lost his head.
Aiden, am I correct in saying that these cars are much more twitchy than the F4s?
They are very twitchy.
Yeah. I've never touched the F4s, but I do love racing the F3s.
Kevin Stam with a purple sector 1. Ladies and gentlemen, you'd love to see it.
It seems like the corner entry on these cars is so much slower as well on some corners. It might just be the ways the cameras are working, but saying that, the ways the cameras are working, I should have loaded my camera packs, which I don't think I have. There we go.
So we'll be getting even better camera use now. That's a real question.
It should be.
Should be, yeah. It looks similar to me.
We'll find out. That's just like that.
Oh, yeah, there we go. With the maxi helmet as well.
Of course, it is Kevin.
Yeah. Then we know the Dutch people once again. Purple sector 2 for Kevin Stam, and a purple sector 3 as well. He had a purple sector 1.
So
beginning of the lap, but was taken away by Aiden Young. So he's actually got a provisional pole position. And he's even gone 1.5 seconds faster than Lemire.
Lemire, that's one, yeah.
The Matteo guy, yeah. Aiden Young completing his first time lap as well. He is just about 2.5 seconds behind, 10th, sorry, behind Kevin Stam. So Kevin's actually doing really well. Once again, purple sector 1, we see Lemire with the yellow sector 1. That's not ideal, neither is it Paulo Lopez. So I think Kevin, even though he's got COVID, he may be able to get something out of this qualifying session. But of course, it's all about qualifying. It's about the race and your race pace, but qualifying can give you a good indication of what your race pace is going to be like. The yellow sector 2 for Kevin Stam, that's not ideal, but as long as he's not losing too much time, he should still be able to improve. It's this pit exit for Kevin Stam, that's a bit odd. As we've just followed him, looked fine. Aiden Young, a green sector 1 and 2, so may be getting a rather fast lap. We see I've completely lost track of Kevin Stam. Paulo Lopez, completely yellow throughout his last lap, so he's not going to be improving.
I believe
from the
Kevin's finished his
Aiden
laps.
Young, he's going to go. Also, Kevin has finished his lap. Aiden Young, across the line. No, it's an improvement rush. 6,000ths of a second behind Kevin Stam. He's going to be absolutely gutted about that one. Am I correct, Aiden?
I'm happy about that, but I feel like I could have done better. I messed up turn 2. I had a little snap, and I corrected too much. So
yeah, so
I could have gotten quicker.
You could have found 6,000ths of a second out there somewhere.
Nah, not 1,000ths. I could have found another 10th.
So that's also enough, but Because one thing is what you could have done, another thing is what you actually do, and it's going to be a P2 for Aiden Young. I don't think they have any more no do.
I think it'll be close
Yeah, the
between me
qualifying
and Kevin.
time keeps going. So I think they got another lap left.
I think Paolo's the last one. Everybody else is in the pit.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Yeah, then Paulo Lopez, that's the final corner he's coming through right now. Green sector 1, yellow sector 2. It's going to be interesting to see how the final one is going. It's not one that you can find a lot of lap time. He's going to cross the line now, and it's a green lap time, but not going to be improving. He's still 1.2 seconds behind Aiden Young.
I'm going to advance session, so we're going to go
So
into the
as we
race.
get some kind of radio from Kevin Stam that I can't hear, I'm sure he doesn't have anything to say of importance. Probably praising himself.
yeah, I think he was saying that everybody's finished their lap, so he's just going to advance the session to the main race. Obviously,
Oh, okay.
admin can do
Yeah.
that. And I think it's totally
Just
fair, you know.
Flexing a bit that he's got admin privileges.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird thing to do. But we'll take it. Kevin Stam, not only is he the admin, he's pole sitter of our first race. We're going to be having a reverse grid as well on the second race. So after these first 20 minutes, the grid will be reversed, and as we only have forecasted, they're going to be top 4 reverse. Normally it would be top 10, but we only got 4. As I mentioned, the lights is going to be coming on in just a second. There they are. And off for the tee, it's Kevin Stam.
Whoa.
Really good stuff
Whoa.
from Kevin Stam, but Aiden Young immediately down to P4.
Aiden, I think you need to work on your starts, my dude.
Yeah. He did it as well in Formula 4, but
It's
he's
a new
got
setup.
pace, as we've seen.
I gotta get used to it.
Yeah, you got 20 minutes to
Oh,
recover.
no.
Oh, that's enough from Lemray. Ooh, nice drift through the gravel trap. Got a lot of drifting going on. Was it Paulo Lopez we saw as well, drifting through gravel trap on his outlap of qualifying?
Might have
Think
put
so.
too much fuel.
Yep. Talking about Paulo Lopez, he is in P2, he's just about a second behind Kevin Stam. We don't know what his F3 pace is gonna be like. We know that he's fast in the year forecast, but F3 being completely different, it could be another story. He's dropping behind ever so slightly to Kevin Stam. It's now a 1.1 second gap to our race leader. But let's see if it's just a nerve that he has to keep cool. Ooh, bit of a block up from Kevin Stam. Small mistake. Of course, gonna allow Paulo to get a little closer, but he's starting to gap him a little bit as well. It looks like. Will he be getting the slipstream? Being a second behind, that's a good question. I think he might be gaining just a teeny tiny bit. Few kilometers per hour top speed increase from the slipstream that he's now got. He's 9/10 behind. But everything counts. When you're this close together, he's just gonna have to try and pull away from Aiden, who's half a second behind him. Closing the gap quite significantly to Kevin Stam right now. It's only 8/10 instead of 1.1 as it was just a few seconds ago.
And Aiden just went off track, apparently. Gonna take a quick look at that.
Yeah, so replay of Aiden's incident. See, it's a turn 2. He's a bit wide, goes on the throttle a bit too early, and just, makes contact with the grass and then says, I like your car.
It's not.
Let me have some contact.
It's not an off track. It's tire cooling. Okay. Oh, going back
He's
live.
thinking long term. The real question is, are we going to see Formula 1 cars going on the grass at Spa?
Oh, that'd be dangerous,
Down the
wouldn't it?
Camel Straight.
Yeah.
One would love to see that. We're going to be having the
Woo.
answer to that one in about a month's time.
Paolo nearly lost it, but saved
for
it
the
really well
race.
then. The Matteo jumped the pits and he's now just left the pits with a 1 minute 25 pit time. So yeah, he's far behind now. He needs some sort of miracle.
I think we can count Lemray out of this race. Sadly, he's had decent pace through qualifying. Of course, being a second behind Kevin Stam, he would have to pull something out of the pocket if he wants to be part of this race race 1. Sorry, he's gonna be hoping for a good start in F2 and then hopefully try and pull a gap, see if he can get the other drivers out of his slipstream and pull away. I think that's the only thing he can really hope for now. With the 1 minute and 14-second gap to, yeah, that's not even to Kevin Stam, that's to Aiden Young. As you can see, it's an interval. So it's actually going to be, yeah, around 21.5 seconds, perhaps 22. I can't see the 10th gap in his lap time. No, in his interval, sorry. Yeah, it's the grid, as you could call it, has started to separate a little bit. You can see there's a small pace difference between the three drivers who's in top three. We just saw the back of Lemray there, didn't we? Yep, there he is. Kevin Stam got in his side, so he's actually going to be getting a feel of what it's like to be behind Kevin Stam, or be in front of, sorry, for the race too. So you can maybe use this as a bit of practice for the race that's coming up. Paulo Lopez is 1.8 seconds behind, so not as fast as Kevin Stam. Sadly, we may not get the belt that we would have hoped for. 6/10 slower on his last lap. Quite unfortunate. Aiden Young, you're on this race, you're P3. You've got good pace, you of course had that off, but still faster lap times than Paulo Lopez. Are you hoping for an overtake later on?
Yeah, I think I can catch him. I can see myself just inching a little closer every lap. I just need to be careful with turn 2, obviously. You get a lot of understeer through there. And once you're off, there's really no saving it.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a guess, but I could imagine with all the... Oh, it's the spin from Lemray there, blocking the entire track. Kevin Stam having to take avoidtive action, or at least braking heavily.
Yeah, that was
to try to
Paulo.
avoid him.
That was Paulo, not Lemray.
Yeah, Paulo taking avoidtive action. Sorry, he went completely off. Just trying to avoid standing car of Lemray, who... I was gonna say he was unable to cope with the pressure, but there's not really any pressure when you are about to be lapped. But that in terms allowed Aiden Young to get even closer. He's now 6 tenths behind, and we are gonna get the pass done even sooner than we could have hoped for, I think. Unless he goes wide once again. Let's see. He's hit the apex, and he's hit the exit curb. Lovely. He's made it through alive once again. Even closer to Paulo Lopez this time. Still doing faster lap times. In terms of fastest lap, I have to apologize. I didn't look at the lap time last time around. Sorry for that one. Maybe I should get my telemetry going. That could probably help me.
My last lap was a 1:23.4.
Yeah, but I don't know what Lopez did. Oh, a 1:23.4, that's still going to be faster than Paulo Lopez's fastest lap time right now. It's 1:23.566. It's probably going to be really slow, as we saw him go wide trying to avoid Lemray, who's had a little log up there. Let's see. We're not going to be getting a look at him. I think he may have gone a bit wide. No, it's just that a log off went through slow through that corner. That's unfortunate. We've done a lot of commentating of F3 and F4. What do you think of this track, seeing the F3 cars going around it now?
Oh, I thoroughly enjoy it. I think these cars fit it well, because obviously the Formula 3 cars are quite difficult on the brakes. A lot of times you'll see them snatch the rear brakes and spin around, but this circuit seems like there's only one really big braking zone, so I think it's a little bit easier for the drivers to keep it on the road. We have seen a few issues here and there, but not compared to something like Fuji was quite a difficult one for the drivers, as well as Long Beach was an extremely difficult one for drivers to avoid the wall. But this track is completely different, quite an open space, quite a decently wide circuit, nice fast flowing corners. Yeah, probably one of the easier circuits on the calendar. I'm not making it seem like it's too easy sort of thing, but it's still a good circuit, because you can have a track that's easy, but it invites overtaking and good racing, so that means it's a good circuit rather than, just being follow the leader sort of thing. This it's a good circuit for overtaking. Of course, you do need braking zones to incorporate overtaking, but slipstream works very well too, and especially in these Formula cars. it can be a good way to pass. So this circuit is it's a good one for overtaking and not too difficult to drive as well. So it works well for the Formula cars.
Yeah, you get the best of both worlds. It's a bit like Lauenburg in a way. I'd say it's not a long track. It's 4.4 as you saw just before the race. Not that many corners. There's some kinks if you would count that as a corner, but there's some pretty heavy braking zones. Of course, turn 1 is a bit of an overtaking opportunity since you have to brake and you got the long straight. Then turn 2 as well if you got the run. Yeah, and then there's downhill. I can't remember which corner that is, but you got a few passing opportunities. Yeah, I haven't driven the track, so I can't really say if it's a good track or not, but it looks pretty decent, I must admit.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks fun. Looks like it'd be good to overtake. We saw some good side by sides in the Formula 4 cars, so I think it would be good track. Seems good. Looks nice as well. The view's good, so it looks like it'd be good fun. And, so I like it. It flows well. I think it's a good circuit. Be fun to drive.
What about you, Kazaka? You said that you're gonna have a spin around this track after the 2 races that we got.
Yeah, probably quite literally a spin. Yeah, I'm gonna drop into one of the iRacing official sessions in the F3s and just try it out because F3s are here this week. I think a couple of other cars are as well. I'm just gonna quickly check.
Kevin's having an off track.
Yeah, F3s are... Radicals are as well.
Yeah, Kevin is off. Kevin's into the pit.
So we've got...
Kevin Stam, ladies and gentlemen, he's been leading every lap up until this point. He's now into P3 in the pit lane.
Gonna go for a replay. Let's look what happened.
And here it goes. I'm not sure what corner we are approaching now. He's really right there. Touches the grass. He's onto the gravel as well.
Turn 2, I think that was.
It's turn 2?
I think so.
So he has just reset to pits instead of going out on track again. It's in iRacing. It's not that easy to beat your car. I don't think. Yeah, well, you can't beat your car technically by going onto a high curb.
Yeah, I've done it once, and I think it was just a slight glitch.
But I don't think it's possible to do in the gravel. There you would just put the clutch in if you have a clutch, and then go slowly. Try to avoid spinning. Talking about spinning, we got Paulo Lopez under pressure from Aiden Young. It's a repeat of the battle from race 1 in Formula 4 that we had just about half an hour ago, actually. Repeat of that one. Oh, that looks like nose steer for a moment there from Paulo Lopez, but he's managed to keep it the right way. Still on the track, still ahead. Provisional P1. Is this replay? I have a frozen picture, so it's a bit difficult for me to.
Oh, I think I've just witnessed an iRacing crash there. Oh, nope, this is actually my live timing messing up.
So a few technical difficulties here.
Yeah, there you go. Let's go on.
For first race, yeah. Okay, so nothing has really happened. There's still Paulo Lopez in front.
I need to ask.
He's gone really well there.
I need to ask, does anybody else have SDK open who is also using the same room name as me? That is why that will have happened.
Nope.
Very strange.
I've got SDK open, but I've got nothing in it. It's as if it's not registering any data.
Okay, I shall change it and hopefully.
Yeah. To be fair, it doesn't matter too much when we all got 2 cars in the grid.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Don't have to look that much into it.
I don't think I can send any data. Anytime I try and switch to sending data, it just stops the game from working.
Yep, it's fine. I'd rather take a look at the battle we've got right now. Aiden Young trying 2 times to get past Paulo Lopez. As we've got 7 minutes left, he should have plenty of time. Once again, try and go for move down the inside. Actually makes it stick this time around. He's side by side with Paulo Lopez.
Yeah,
I think
that's-
Paulo is still on his left. Yeah, he is. And manages to get back his P1, but Paulo definitely knows that that Aiden is there now. He's gonna be getting into his set, I'm sure. Aiden Young, I think I'm gonna be seeing a move here. Downhill into the braking. That's gonna be really tricky for Aiden to pull off, but I'm sure a driver of his caliber is gonna be able to do a move like that. So no move this time around. He's gonna be hoping for the slipstream once again as they are going through the penultimate corner, the final corner now. Hitting the apex, getting a great one. I think this corner is flat, so it shouldn't be too difficult to get a good exit. What is difficult though is for Paulo Lopez to try and defend with Aiden getting this much slipstream and the higher top speed. He's done it once again, leading out of turn 1. Trying to defend really hard into turn 2. See him on the outside. Oh, it's Paulo Lopez. He's off into the garage. He's drifting through it, trying to make the car stay ahead and out of the tire barriers, and he's done so. He's going again, but he's now 4 seconds behind Aiden Young. Really unfortunate for Paulo Lopez. Just the pressure is just a bit too high for him. He's done really well throughout the entire race. Actually, he's been leading the last couple of laps, of course, aided by Kevin Stam having a big off and then returning to the pit lane. Unfortunate for Kevin Stam, who had great pace. He still actually got the fastest lap, 122.9, just about. Yeah, but it's now Aiden Young into the lead. Aiden, who still has a faster lap time than Paulo Lopez, so in theory he should be faster, but see if Paulo Lopez still has the pace. We've got 5 minutes left, so everything is still possible. Aiden could be having a small off. It's not much more than a small incident, and boom, Paulo Lopez back in the ass of Aiden Young. Let's see, of course he's doing a slow lap time as he has just went wide, but Aiden Young actually going 6/10 slower than his fastest lap time, so just prove that he knows that he's in control of the race right now. He doesn't really have to do. Oh, it's a big off. It's a spin from Paulo Lopez. Oh, I thought he had it going there for him for a second.
And at exactly the same time,
yeah.
I think Matteo crashed as well.
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
take a
because
look
I was
at
going to
this.
say Matteo would have been aided by that one. See, Matteo looks like...
Whoa, the Twitch.
where's this?
I think he
Oh,
probably...
yeah, so that's a downhill corner.
Yeah, he unsettled the rear and just it didn't stick again, I don't think.
Yeah, and then he's lost it again, entering the corner, having a bit too hot rear tires, even though he went on the grass. Unfortunate for Lemway, he's not having the greatest race out there today, but he's participating, and we have got to admire that. Admire his commitment as well. We know that he is more or less out of this race. He's got 3 minutes to do anything, but he's 2 minutes and 20 seconds behind Paulo Lopez. Doesn't really have any time to do anything about that. Yeah, Paulo Lopez, he's still going. He's 40 seconds behind. Not really a bad race for Paulo, I'd say. He's made a mistake trying to defend from Aiden, and then made a mistake once again the following lap, trying to get close to Aiden Young, who initially passed him after his first off. Yeah, a bit sad that he actually spun it completely around. I thought he was going to be able to save it and just have a small oversteer moment. But once again, just goes to show that F3 and F4 is not similar cars. It's two different machineries. Just because you're fast in one of them doesn't mean you're necessarily good in the other. And that's why
two
we're
massively
seeing
different
Aiden Young
eras as
leading.
well.
I'm sorry?
Two massively different eras as well, because obviously the F3 car here is much older than the F4 that we're using, because obviously no halo and everything, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna say the halo is the biggest difference. The release date of the cars are fairly different as well. F4 being released this year, I believe. Not that many month old, and I've had the F3 for I think 2 years. I remember driving F4 with my VR headset, and I saw that a long time ago. So it's a fairly old car.
Yeah, I can't see the date, the release date on iRacing. Just looking at them now. So I'm not sure which version it is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be too sure because I think it depends on which F3 version they're going off. I believe they ran this version in the FIA F3 a couple of years back, but I think it's still pretty common to see this type of F3 car in the European F3 series, or some national F3 series as well. Question is, I remember, of course, there was a huge incident at Macau with Sophia Flörsch, who was driving F3 at that time, and I think it's actually this type of F3, if I'm not mistaken. As Lemway goes into the pit, I think he knows that his race is over. Talking about races being over, Aiden Young, he should be going on to his final lap now. So got 15 seconds left, so he doesn't really have time to do anything else than this lap. And even though it's his fastest lap, his final lap, he's still going pretty fast. He's done 23.15. So Lemway's going out again. I'm wondering if he just had a drive-through then. Could be with the off-tracks and spins that he's had, that he has managed to collect enough. Yeah. As we talk about spins and off-tracks, Lemway shows that he's a great drifter as well. Even in Formula cars.
I mean, it'll make a good screenshot.
It will for sure.
The French do love rallycross, so that does explain why he's going off the road there.
Do they know? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they love it. They love it. The French absolutely love it. You go watch the French rallycross series. There's so many cars.
They're pretty good at rally as well.
Yeah.
Especially Loeb, to remember the greatest of all time, perhaps.
Yeah, McRae. Yeah.
McRae's tradition.
Yeah, but he's definitely the best.
Yeah, but he's not French.
But he's the best.
Being a super fan, I'll probably have to agree. It's another one. Yeah. Lemway, give us a drift. Give us a drift.
No, don't go.
Nope.
I can 360 it backwards.
Aiden Young, just proving that he's far superior, reversing across the finish line.
I didn't really do that.
Not much to say. It's Aiden Young taking the win of this first race, followed by Paulo Lopez. Lemway actually doing a 360 that Aiden was not capable of doing. But Lemway taking P3. We already called him out, but of course the fact that Kevin Stam waited directly into the pits after his spin does not help him gain any positions. So great dive from Lemway, I must say.
Yeah,
who isn't going to be starting in P2 since we are having reverse grid orders.
Yeah, and Kevin won't be coming back. He wasn't feeling great, which is why he backed out.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Just coming in to show his dominance. I was going to say that having COVID actually helped him a bit. He had great praise anyway. 5 lights, and they go out, and off we go. Paulo Lopez getting an amazing start. He's already up into P1, of course. Not that difficult when he actually is starting in P2. But Lemway...
Oh, no!
Lemway is already off. Crossy grass. No.
Oh, so
I'm feeling sad from there. But I say Aiden Young goes off as well.
So there's the Demolition Derby right here.
Yep.
No force feedback. No.
Can't drive without force feedback. That's proven. And Paulo Lopez, is he going to be getting a 3rd win tonight?
You think?
You think?
Not
One
if I
would
can
think.
catch him.
He might go straight into a barrier somewhere.
If he crashes his car, he's not going to be finishing. That's for sure.
The sea's not very far away.
Sounds like a challenge.
That's yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Same gap he had in the first race when I went off track. I mean, I got redemption. I got my redemption in race 1. Can I get it?
Aiden did say at the beginning of the stream that he just wanted to win a race, and he's done that. So, huge congrats to Aiden Young for taking a victory in F3. I thought he meant F4 when he said that he wanted to get a win, but a win in F3 is pretty good as well. Small
I'd take a win in both.
But you only
I'd
got
take
one.
a win in both, but unfortunately that didn't happen. It only happened in F3, which I'm still happy about.
Yeah, you could still get a win in both F3 races.
Kyle has to make a huge
Technically.
mistake. Unless I just pull off another miracle.
But you got 18 minutes to gain 6 seconds. It's not impossible. It's definitely not impossible. I believe in you, Aiden. If you do it, I'll buy you a... What am I gonna buy you? Wes, what am I gonna buy Aiden? What do Americans love?
That's a dangerous
from the
question.
obvious.
Candy,
Apart from the obvious.
candy, weapons.
Can't... no.
Gotta buy the kid an AR-15, are we?
You could just help me out by buying me a brand new set of tires for a race day.
But, yeah, no. I'm not
Left-hand
that rich.
turns.
That's all.
Oh
I'd
yeah,
ask
left
for.
corners, left corners. Americans love left corners.
Driving on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
road courses. I do road courses. I don't do oval.
They road courses that only turn left.
Oh, I bet you've got more. Yeah, you've probably got more anti-clockwise circuits than we do in the UK. We have none.
Well, yeah,
I don't
even
know if my lap was faster than Paolo's.
Small fun fact, I think it's in Santiago you are only allowed to turn left. Or is it right? It's one of the directions you're only allowed to turn. So if you have to, if I think it's turning right. So if you have to go left, you have to do a right, and then a right, and then a right, and then a right again. Actually. That was funny. I'm glad everybody on the stream was laughing. I could hear it through the chat. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, there's no DSC. I think it would be a kangaroo if anything were to go on
Sorry,
track.
watching the women's football at the same time as this, and
So,
we have just scored. a
talking
lovely
about
goal.
motor racing.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, scored a lovely goal there. Lovely goal. The women's
goal.
English team are better than the men's. How about
Yeah. Who would have thought?
that? Yeah.
What about the women's? Is it the semifinals now?
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. England against
Sweden.
against Sweden. Okay, and what was the standing?
It's now 1-0 after that's a lovely goal actually.
It's a,
In anyone's football, that's lovely.
I've got to say that some of the girls that the women are pulling off are actually pretty.
Yeah, it is
pretty
actually
amazing.
really good football.
Yeah. Yeah,
Good
well, one could.
advertisement.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good advertisement for women's football, and it's in the UK at the moment. It's broken like records amount of viewers and everything. It's fantastic.
It is.
I mean, it is pretty huge in the UK at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I've
Yeah,
got
it's
loads
huge.
and loads of friends who are into it.
Yeah, I was sitting at the bar the other day, well after I finished work. There was a bunch of girls at the other side of the bar talking about women's football. I was like, what is going on? It was so crazy. I mean, like when I say they were older women as well. It was like, this is really weird. I was completely blew my mind.
Yeah, that's
The
interesting.
perception.
And then you walked up to them
Changing.
and said that you're doing rallycross.
Yeah.
Are you talking about football on stream?
Yeah, football. Yeah, sorry.
Yep.
You know the thing where you kick
Not
the
only
ball,
football, women's football.
not hold it and run. Yeah, that one.
Glorified rugby.
Yeah, glorified rugby with padding.
No, it's just a 2-man race now.
Yeah, Mateo's gone out.
Yeah.
Let's see what happened to Mateo there, actually, because he had, from
think
my
he's spotting
telemetry, he had something insane
I
happen.
reckon he drifted through the gravel at some point. Oh, very well. As we start the replay.
Talking about drifting.
And then he came
Let's see,
back on
he's
track
gonna
again,
rejoin
and he
then
went
he's gonna
again.
spin. Oh, it's
Now, I think
unfortunate.
he does this another 2 times, according to my telemetry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's coming back on again.
He's definitely spinning the tires way too much.
As a mechanic, I'm going to pretend now that he's got a broken left drive shaft, so then that's why he's spinning.
So something else happens in the next few seconds, about 7 seconds.
Well,
So maybe the next corner.
This is just after turn 2. Going into what I think is turn 4. Hits the apex, he goes to the exit, and it's a sniper oversteer there, but manages to keep it straight, and I think this would be turn 5. He's gone wide in that one. Goes on the throttle.
On the road, though.
Actually got a pretty good exit, even though he's missed the apex completely. Gonna be approaching the downhill corner of turn 8, I think. I have no idea. Downhill. Oh, he's
You know, I'm just going to
way
flick
too
forward
much
to the
on the
next
inside.
one.
Yeah, okay. Outside.
Yeah, I was like, oh, there, well, he's off there.
Okay, so this was the next time it happened. This
Yeah.
was a couple of minutes forward from where we last saw.
I think that's the corner he just went into before you went to the next instant, right?
Oh, really? Okay, so then there's this one here.
I think. Yeah. So this is going to be out of turn 2.
Oh, where the hell?
I think. Yeah,
Whoa,
we're just-
whoa, whoa,
Yeah,
whoa, whoa.
we're struggling a bit to rejoin the track instead of just going slow. He is this thing. Turn 4. I really need to find a track map. Why am I not? Just-
And then the last one a second ago,
Track
right
map.
here.
So yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
just
killed
touches the grass a little bit. Like, go through the.
yeah, killed the brake
brake.
marker as well.
Yeah. Ruin your competition.
And going back live.
This is that would been the downhill once again, so that's gonna be turn. Let me see. I found a track map. It's turn 10.
The trials and tribulations of Matteo Lemery.
So, as Aiden rightfully mentioned, it's only a 2-man race now. Aiden is still 3/10 faster than Paulo Lopez, so it's not completely over yet, but needs to really find something. He's half a second faster the last lap around. 4-second gap between the two. But one thing is catching, another thing is overtaking. And as I mentioned before, one thing is overtaking, another thing is staying in front.
Oh,
So
that
let's
scared
see
the crap out of me.
if Aiden is able to do anything. We talk about women's football, and I mentioned Sophia Flores as well a few minutes ago. Have we ever had a female driver in ASR?
We've got a couple in the Discord, but I don't think we've ever had one race with us.
Oh, have you not?
Don't think so.
Oh.
I think one would actually want to see that, see if how girls do in racing.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of
Could
good
you do
ones.
it?
Against girls in real life.
There is.
Well, you have girls in real life, of course, and some of them are actually doing pretty well. But in sim racing, because there's obviously the entire physical aspect of it taken away, since you're sitting down in a unless you have a motion rig, it's just a static rig where you just have to press the pedals and turn the wheel.
I think there's a significant. Looking at statistics, I think you could probably say that the average quality of female drivers in iRacing would possibly be higher than male, simply because there's so much less of them that the bar is so much higher to be good.
Yeah, because some people are absolutely terrible. As
Aiden's screaming and acting.
spinning in the background to prove our point.
Yeah, he's spun. He's off in turn 2. So look at that one. Goes through turn 1 pretty well. Turn 2 goes wide as you do, and let's see, he's touching curb. Yeah, just goes wide. Touches grass, and there it goes.
But did the correct thing, locked his brakes so he didn't go anywhere.
Yep.
Although now got squealing hot tyres.
That's right, he drives on the grass, he'll be fine.
Bit of an oversteer there as well.
Yeah, just dip him on the grass a little bit, you'll be alright.
After turning. Yeah. Do some cooling, Aiden.
What I like about the women's tour right now is they've got 1-0 up, but they are really still attacking to get more.
So that is 16-second gap between Paulo Lopez and Aiden Young, roughly.
Let's see if he has a spin.
And
Well, he's had
now
one.
The real question is if
He's had one in the entire night, so it is a possibility.
Yeah, but it's a lot less percentage-wise compared to Aiden having a spin.
Of course, yeah, it's true, and it does look like Paolo has finally gotten used to the F3 car after the first race.
Yeah, it does take a bit. The brakes being different, the rear end power being different, the aero being a bit different as well.
he's doing pretty well keeping it straight, but Aiden Young is still sitting a faster lap time.
I think he's just keeping
In
it
terms
chill.
of
you know?
fastest lap.
If
Yeah,
I,
there's no need to push with your 15.6 seconds in front of your
Oh, you'd be
competitors, and you have
just casual, wouldn't you? You wouldn't be trying to.
and you have
be
8 minutes left. There's no need to.
Yeah, but here's the
To
thing:
push or anything.
if he doesn't push and I'm pushing and I'm doing 122s, I can catch him.
Yeah, you're not gonna.
In 8 minutes,
You're not gonna.
I've
No.
done the math, and I think you need to
I
do
think you're
more
not.
than
All he's
122s.
got to do is hit 1 minute 23.5 and be within a second of your time.
yeah, I mean you got about
That'd be alright.
5 laps left,
That
so
does.
a second per lap is not gonna cut it, unfortunately.
Nope. Sorry to break it to you.
So you're gonna have to hope that he spins or crashes or something, and then you get that back.
If I did this in real life, I can do it again in a video game.
Cue the dramatic music.
No, cue the redemption music again.
Definitely not as easy because a lot of things can go wrong in the car in real life compared to the sim, sadly. I don't know.
23.5 that lap after a spin on very
Yeah, you
hot
would love
tires.
to have a gearbox failure randomly in a sim race. I think we need that realism from time
I
to
mean,
time.
it can happen in the F1 series, which is really strange considering that's like a simcade sort of thing. It's kind of just a novelty addition, I think, to the game now, just to make people feel like it's more realistic.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? That's what they can do. Just
Yeah.
little bits like that. They're like, oh, we'll just give you some
I-
sort of.
I can't really
You
make
got a broken gearbox. You got a broken gearbox. Everybody has a broken gearbox.
I can't really make my mind up whether I like it or not either.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we're going to argue that, because then it's not fair, and then it's like, well, that's racing, isn't it? I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you gotta expect, you gotta like the realism, because at the end of the day, cars do break. So,
Yeah, I think
and you don't have any luck towards if they break on you or not. You know what I mean? Sometimes they just break because parts go wrong and they get old and they break.
if you could do a simulation down to the level of individual wear on individual parts of an engine, then yeah, that might be okay. But just to have a percentage failure rate is a bit
Yeah, that one's because it's just unlucky whether you get put in that
Got
percentage.
5% engine left.
But like, if the game could track how much wear you're doing to the car by doing stupid things on track, then maybe that'd be a good idea.
Maybe
you know?
that then. Yeah, certain gear shifts, if you're being a bit too aggressive with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not again!
Oh,
Oh.
you're definitely not passing him now, are you? If you've dropped
Let's see, the gap between the two is increasing drastically.
Because of this right here.
Oh,
Again.
it's on earlier.
It's turn 2.
Oh, he saved it from the spin though. Can he make it back on without flipping around?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he's still in the gravel.
You did. You did. Took you a couple of seconds, but you did.
It took you a little bit longer than what you would have liked.
That would have took me way less time if I had force feedback to do.
Tell you what,
To
one of the
deal
bits,
with. I mean,
one of the bits in iRacing that I really like, and a bit of realism for you, is obviously if you're looking on the screen right now, you can see the dirt on the lens.
Ah.
But when you're in VR, that is really awesome. Just that bit of extra added realism when you're in virtual reality. Because when you're wearing virtual reality, you feel like you're wearing a helmet anyway. So having that dirt on your lens that you can then push a button to tear the strip off, I think is a really cool addition.
There it is.
But VR would be great, actually. I've never had that done.
The real question is then, should iRacing do as some of the other sims do, and where you on your screen you actually have the top and the bottom of what you would see through an actual helmet, If you know what I mean.
I mean, when you're in VR, you have slightly reduced field of view anyway. Like you do have to turn your head.
Oh, that is true. That is true. But it is VR that I'm mostly referring to.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, it depends. Wait, what was the little slit you have on the helmet? Because what are we on about that? Are we the little?
No, it's not the sticker that you put on top of the visor.
It's the bottom.
That's the one you refer to. Yeah, it's just the helmet itself.
You only see that if you don't fully close your helmet, and in a Formula car you'd close it fully. You know, and I can tell you now from driving, when I race, I don't fully close mine. I sort of have mine somewhat open too, but I can't see it. Like you just don't see it. Yeah, you just don't see it.
It's not the visor that I'm referring to. I'm referring to the inside of the helmet.
Yeah, you don't see that either though.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think right now. Like I'm comparing the difference between wearing my motorbike helmet and wearing VR, and to be honest, it's not that different.
Yeah. If I put my helmet on now, I wouldn't be able to tell you what the color of the inside of the helmet is like.
Yeah.
It's just black.
One of the best things about wearing a helmet is I find if you look down slightly, you can use the front of it as a sunshade, so that the sun glare that you get in this, it wouldn't happen because all you do is tilt your head down slightly.
Well, I'll have to agree. It's not like you notice that you're wearing a helmet. Of course, you have the pressure on your head from the padding.
Yes,
on
that's
the
very
inside.
true.
If you have a helmet that actually fits you.
But they are comfortable as well.
Sounds different as well.
Yeah,
that's big. That's what you notice more. You can hear a lot less, but also you can hear a lot more. You can't hear people talking to you as well, but little things, little noises and things, especially in the car, you can hear a lot. Like you pick up on everything. It's really, really weird.
Yeah, I wear earplugs under my helmet, so I can't hear anything.
Yeah. Well, I've only done go-karts. It's like actually a funny thing. You mentioned that you hear a lot. I've done normal race go-karting, but I've also tried out an electric race go-kart. It's some friends of mine that build an electric go-kart from a normal chassis, and then they just put an electric motor on it. But it's funny because of course you don't have a screaming 125 cubic engine right next to you that's just screaming as you go down the straight. You're literally hearing nothing other than a lot of wind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which actually reduces the sense of speed a bit as well.
Well, I mean, in these cars, you absolutely would be wearing in-ear protection.
Oh yeah, I could imagine. And you will get the radio as well. So.
And it's probably something like it's either going to be a 16 or a 24 decibel reduction in ears, which means you'd very faintly hear it, but anything that rattles your body, you'd hear it quite a lot. So say you go over a bump, you would hear the clunk quite a lot louder because it's rattling through your bones instead of coming through your ears.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird.
So it's a bit like the sunglasses that Bose made.
Yeah. It's just how earplugs work. Anything that comes through your bone, it will be amplified.
Yeah. That's an interesting point to know, but it is true. It's not something I don't notice that much when I was go-karting. It's well, especially because when you're go-karting, you usually don't wear any earpiece as well. I certainly didn't.
But you absolutely should, because wind noise itself will be over 85 decibels, which will damage your hearing.
Oh, it's already damaged.
Yeah, I'm just throwing every bit of information I learned in my degree now at you.
Sorry, over
that's probably a lot of things I could do to my...
Say again, Wes?
Over what limit?
85 decibels.
Oh, well I should start wearing
the speed of the car as well.
Yeah. In fact, even if you take a bus, sitting on the back seat of a bus is loud enough to damage your hearing.
Really?
Yes.
Fascinating.
But over about a course of an hour and a half to 2 hours, that is.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you only have a certain amount of time per day you can have at that limit. So it doesn't matter if you do 15 minutes here and there. If you do 2 hours
sorry
over the
to
course of the
interrupt,
day.
I'm just going to talk briefly about some other kind of damage. Paulo was completely damaging Aiden Young's self-esteem. He had the race in his bag, but he's thrown it all away at the beginning of the race, having 2 off tracks in turn 2. He's blaming it on lack of force feedback, but we all know that it's not the entire story, is it? It's Aiden Young now coming through the final corner. He's into P2. He can. Yeah, I don't know what he can, but he's got the fastest lap through the race, but it's a P2 at the end of the day, and that means that we've got both running drivers through the finish. And yeah, as I mentioned, Paulo Lopez P1, Aiden Young P2. It's a 1-2-1 replicate of the first race of F4 we had early on.
So,
Except, I think I get points for first because I got the fastest lap. Or do I not? Or is it not like F4?
Let me double check for you. I'll quickly look that up for you, dude.
I was thinking it was like F4, but I don't think it is.
I think we use the same. Yeah, we use the same point system, which is the F2/F3 point style system.
Alright.
So I'll tell you right now.
So with my car being 98 decibels, but I only drive it, once a month for 20-ish to 30 minutes in 5-minute decibels. Are you saying that I might need protection?
Yes, absolutely. So 85 decibels is 2 hours, and every 3 decibels above that, you halve the time. So 88 decibels is 1 hour.
By the way,
91
Niels,
decibels is half an hour.
By the way, Niels, my self-esteem is not. It's not dropped. I'm totally fine.
Is that because it's so low?
Damage.
Oh,
No, I'm fine. I'm used to
fine.
this.
That's good to hear.
I'm used to
Well,
this
that's not
and
good to hear.
officials.
Yeah. Well, we are sorry to hear that, Aiden, but you did get a win at the first race of this Formula 3, so we'll have to give you that. Great praise as well. It's unlucky that you had the 2 offs that you had. Would have loved to see you battle with Paulo Lopez and perhaps even still had a chance to get a comeback after the third spin. You reduced the gap from 6 to 4 seconds. But yeah, then you had another spin that just increases the gap too much, which didn't really help at all. Kevin Stam, as we mentioned, he did not take part in this second race due to illness.
Yeah,
It's also
still
unfortunate, but that's what happens when you collect COVID.
collect.
Not that
Yes.
Collect. What do you say in English? Get COVID?
Yeah, it's when you get it. Or
Collect sounds a lot better.
yeah, I mean, I've collected 2 of them so far.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah, it was a slogan, wasn't it?
Okay, cool. Well,
Yeah, Matthias Lemre in third position. He dropped out of this second race as well. Also unfortunate, but great drifting that we saw from Matthias. Gotta give him that. Can we give him points for cool driving?
I mean, if he completed at least half the race, I think he is going to get points anyway.
Doesn't look like he's 13 laps behind.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah. Well, I think low grid numbers there, I think partially for the track choice maybe, and also it's the first week of the summer holidays in Europe as well, so that might have something to do with it. I know a lot of our commentating team is currently on holiday. But next week, hopefully we're going to get a bit bigger numbers. We're going to the Hockenheim Ring, which is always a bit more... Yep.
Oh no.
A bit more popular than Phillip Island. Anyway, so...
Oh no.
Yeah.
We're gonna love to see Aiden Young at Hockenheim Ring. He's looking forward to that one.
Not in F3, in F4 probably. F3 maybe not.
But yeah, other than that, on Friday we've got GT3s. Where are GT3s on Friday? I should know this off the top of my head, but I don't, so let's go take a look at that.
I should as well, if I don't.
22nd, 29th, is it Road Atlanta? So yeah,
I know.
that's a favourite of the GT3 guys.
That's gonna be a banger
Yeah.
of a race.
Yeah, so actually we've got a fantastic trio of races for the last 3 races of GT3 on the next 3 Fridays. We've got Road Atlanta, Road America, and then Watkins Glen. So finishing it off in the US on GT3 on 3 fantastic tracks. And then back to F1 on Mondays as usual. Next Monday being, if I can find it, on the 1st, Monza, my favourite track. Yes, it's going to be a fantastic race. Okay, so thanks everybody who did watch. I know there wasn't many of you today, and apologies for the small grid, but there should be more next time. So make sure you tune in, and we shall see you again next time.
Give me with your fire. We can run away. Castle in the sky. Won't you take me